Why is Sahara Las Vegas overlooked by so many people, including us? We are guilty. This is actually our first review of Sahara, and today we're gonna find out if it's underrated or outdated. This room shocked me, but in the best way possible. We're staying in the Mara Tower in a king room. They just underwent renovations and completed the renovations in 2025. These rooms are only 360 square feet, but they did such a good job on the remodel. I don't even care how small it is. So let's start off in this entryway here. First of all, you have this mirror, and it's like the door for the bathroom, but it serves as a nice full-length mirror. But that's not the only full-length mirror you have in here. You also have this one here, and it lights up for you. But back into this hallway, I want to show you that there's a nice closet in here, and you have your iron and ironing board, and you have some hangers, of course. You have this nice little drawer area, and this is where you're going to find your mini fridge, or actually it's just an empty fridge. It's not like a mini bar. I love it that has this like nice pop of pink in here with the fake orchids, but that's okay. Look at these drawers. Like, you can tell they did not skimp on the remodel. They're nice, sturdy, self-closing doors, and they actually give you free water in the room. All right, so let's go over here into the bathroom area. Of course, being a smaller room, it is a smaller bathroom, but I think they did a really good job and thought about things. So you have one sink, and there's not a lot of room for your stuff, but I do like that they have kind of an empty shelf on the bottom that you can put your toiletries in. And look at this shower. They actually have a rain shower head in here. You do have a wand as well, but it just feels so clean and just very solid in the construction. They put in all new hardware. They have this little floating shelf on the top above the sink so you can put additional stuff like my makeup bag. But the only complaint probably about the entire room is that the lighting in here is not really great for putting on your makeup. All right, let's go into the bedroom area now. So first of all, you just come in here, and being a new room, it just smells fresh, it feels fresh, and it's just like very clean feeling. I love the light colors with some accent woods, and then also in the back you have that burgundy kind of backdrop or the accent wall. I love the colors. It's like very neutral with just the pop of the burgundy and the dark browns in here. The bed, the mattress is definitely new. It is a bit on the softer side, so if you like firm, it might not be for you, but very, very fresh and clean and just solid construction again. Over here, you have this nice kind of drawer area with a desk, and I do want to point out that the desk has outlets. The little area in the hallway has outlets, and you have outlets on each of the nightstands. So you have regular electric outlets, and you have USB-C and USB-A ports. So you can charge like all your devices and all the things. You do have a nice little seating here with the burgundy pop of color. So clean too, like, oh my gosh, so clean. And the nightstands, again, they have outlets, but I like that they're like floating kind of nightstands, so you have a space underneath just kind of put your stuff. Yeah, it's just such a great room. They did an amazing job on the renovations here. So for being a 360 square foot room, I'd stay here any day. We did take a black light to the bedding and into the bathroom. So first, taking a look at the top sheet, everything was spotless, but then we also took off the covers. We had a look at the pillows, everything was very clean, and you took off all the bedding to see what the sheets were going to be like that we were actually going to be sleeping in, and it was all clean. I'm very happy to report. And then going into the bathroom, taking a look at the sink, we found nothing. Going into the shower, there was absolutely nothing. Everything was so spotless, and the toilet itself also was extremely clean. So we are very happy to report that both the bedding and the bathroom were very clean. Also, I want you to note how dark it is in this room. This is broad daylight. We closed the curtains, and the only really light you see is coming from the bathroom. You kind of see the crack right there, but we'll show you what it looks like without the light. But I can't see otherwise, so I need to be able to get around in here. It is so dark in here. You are going to get a good daytime nap if you want it. We were originally booked in a Blanca Tower room. So that room was going for $30 a night, and this is on a weekend, super cheap, but there's also a $55 resort fee. This room was only $18 more to upgrade to. And the reason we decided to upgrade was because we heard the Blanca Tower, even though those were remodeled too, they're a bit smaller, but they also have kind of the sink part of the bathroom in the room itself. So it's kind of a funky layout. So we just asked when we went to check in if they had any of the Mara Tower rooms available. And for 18 bucks a night, totally worth the upgrade. I will note though that this was a super cheap weekend. So I wouldn't expect to pay $30 a night every weekend. You're probably looking more like $200 all in. We're here in January, and the main pool is closed for the season. Now that pool is located right off of the casino, and that's like your lively party pool. So they have music playing during the day. They have a large LED screen, like 240 feet, so they'll have viewing parties out there. And they do turn it into a nightclub at night sometimes. Now that is open to hotel guests, but if you are a local 21 and over, you can get in with your ID. We are at the Alexandria pool, which is the only pool open right now. It is rooftop in the Alexandria Tower. It's nice and heated. It's a little small area, and it kind of reminds me of Miami. We stayed at a hotel in Miami that looked so similar to this. The huge drawback to this property is the location. You are far north on the Strip, and you don't have close by neighbors where you can just do casino hopping. You do have the Strat that is over here about a few blocks away. And of course, here's the Sahara behind me. But then if you come over this direction going south, you have the Fontainebleau, which is about a block away. But other than that, there are no hotels and casinos nearby. Now, there are two things that kind of save this property. One is that you do have parking that is free here. So if you have a car, that makes it easier. But also, you have a monorail stop that is right on the property. So that makes it really easy to get to Center Strip.
Where I had sometimes played chess, and when I'm out, I'm looking for that vintage fling. But all complexions that I adore.
I like the casino here at Sahara. It's a bit of a smaller footprint than some of the larger hotels, but it has everything that you need. You have plenty of slot machines to choose from. They have a bunch of table games. The decor here is really nice. It feels very airy and fresh feeling. It feels kind of fancy, but it's fancy without the high table minimums. So we were walking around, it's Saturday, it's like afternoon, and they had several $10 blackjack tables tables open. They were 6-5 blackjack though. They had one $15 table that was 6-5, one $15 table that was 3-2, and a $25 table that was 3-2. They had one craps table open. It was $15 minimum, and two roulette tables. One was 000, it was at $10, and one was 00, it was at $15. But overall, the casino here is pretty nice. One of the places we tried at Sahara is Noodle Den. This is Chinese food. They have noodles, they have dumplings, they have just a wide variety of Chinese dishes. And they do have a big window right out front, so as you're walking by in the casino, you should stop by, check them out. They're doing all of the food right in front of you. You'll see them pulling on the noodles and just making everything fresh to order. We got Szechuan beef with knife-cut noodles. Now the beef itself had a good sauce on there. It was a little sweet, but it was very spicy, and it went really well with these noodles. The noodles were super thick, and they had just this fresh taste to them. We also got some spicy chicken wontons, these pan-fried pork dumplings, and some soup dumplings. I love a good soup dumpling, and these did not disappoint. All of the food was excellent. So here's what we paid for this. The Mongolian beef and noodles was $25. The soup dumplings were $16. The wontons were $15. The dumplings were $15. And we each got a hot tea, and that was $7 each. There's a new restaurant coming to Sahara. It's called Maroon. It's by a well-known chef, Kwame Onwuachi. It's going to be opening up sometime early 2026, so hopefully very soon. It's going to be a Caribbean steakhouse. Now this was where Jose Andres' Bizarre Meat was. Chicken Pete's Crab House and Sports Bar is also here right off of the casino, and they were actually named ESPN's #1 sports bar in North America. You'll also find Uno Mas. This is street tacos and a bar. It's not maybe the most authentic Mexican food that you'll find, but it's good food. It's a nice casual location here. And one of the things that you'll find is a Dole Whip margarita. And oh, they are so good. You do have to pay for chips and salsa here. It's $7 for the order, and it comes with 2 types of salsa. They have these bowls, and you can get chicken, carne asada, pastor for $18, and an order of 2 tacos. These are chicken tinga, so good. This is $9, but you have your choice of pastor, carne asada, chicken tinga, or fish and beer. We ate at Zephyr's Cafe one morning for breakfast, and I'm so glad that we tried it out. First, the atmosphere is just gorgeous in here. I love the greens accented by the beige colors, but the food was even better. I was actually really impressed because I ordered chilaquiles. I'm a bit of a chilaquiles snob, and they were absolutely delicious. Well, we also had gotten a skillet and French toast, and this French toast, it was like an add-on instead of the toast that came with the skillet. Was really good. The chilaquiles were $21. The breakfast skillet was also $21, but it did cost $5 extra to upgrade to the French toast, and each cup of coffee was $7. Another restaurant here is Bala Italian Food. We haven't tried it yet, but we've heard nothing but good things, and they have a happy hour, so I'm hoping to get back here to try the happy hour sometime soon. By the elevators, you'll find Prendi, which is sort of like salads and sandwiches, and there is a Starbucks. Caspar is your main bar and lounge here at Sahara, right off of the casino. It's a very large space. This is open 24 hours a day, and it feels very elevated for a budget hotel. You just don't expect the look and feel of this bar here, but they do have specials, so be on the lookout for happy hours and different drink specials. But if you just come in here, the look and feel, it just looks and feels so classy in here. And they do have different spaces for you to hang out. So behind that fireplace, there's this little area. It kind of looks like a library, but again, it just feels super classy in here. And they do have some event space. So behind the back wall, there's like a sliding door that opens up. It can open up all the way out to the pool, but they can close it off and have different like wedding events or different kinds of events back there. They also have a piano bar set up for dueling pianos. So if you're here on a Friday or Saturday night, you got to make sure to check it out. Closer to the hotel elevators, you will find the Tangier. Now this is another really nice bar, and it feels very kind of old money. It just has this like classic look to it. Across from Tangier, they have this seating area. It's not a bar or anything. I think it's just supposed to be like a lobby seating area, but a nice place to kind of hang out. Also, be sure to check out all these happy hours that they have throughout the property. Now, if you are looking for an event space, there's this bar area near the Alexandria Tower. It's not open, but they do have it available if you want to have group events. If you are looking for entertainment, Magic Mike Live is here at Sahara on the second level. There's also the Sahara Theater that brings in different artists, but unfortunately they were completely shut down. We couldn't even see it. They're under construction. We had not stayed at Sahara for about 3 years, and as I said, this was our first review of the property. Now, we had been inside of the casino, we ate at Uno Mas a few times, we've been in that casino over the last 3 years, but we've not actually stayed there and had the experience. And I have to say, I am just so impressed with Sahara. It really took me by surprise. Well, first of all, the service was excellent. When we checked into our room, Abigail helped us at the front desk, and she couldn't have been more patient and kind with us. And the fact that they had so many people at the front desk helping people check in on a Friday afternoon was so welcoming. There was a long line to check in, and we got through in probably about 10 to 15 minutes. And Abigail was super nice, and then also Joseph in the Zephr Cafe was extremely helpful and kind. But the rooms themselves were what shocked me the most. I expected a remodeled room to be somewhat of a kind of cheap redo, but no, they remodeled the entire room. I would even dare to say that they did a better job remodeling these rooms than Bellagio did. And I think that's saying something, being that Bellagio is a luxury hotel and Sahara's kind of like a budget hotel. They just did such a great job with construction. I feel like they did not cheap out on the remodel. I don't know that I would be as impressed if I had stayed in the Blanca Tower, however. So if you're going to stay here, I'd definitely say to upgrade to the Mara Tower. From what I understand, they will be remodeling the Alexandria Tower rooms next, so I can't wait to see what they do there. Overall, I am sold on Sahara, but I want to hear what you think about it. Drop us a comment and let us know your thoughts on this property. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.